Hey guys, what's going on? It's your favorite broker and host, Wayne Chappelle. And in this video, and before I even get started, let me just say this. No, this is not a clickbait video, but in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how I made over $60,000 my first year in real estate without having any sales. So if this is something that interests you, stick around for my video and hopefully you can gain some insight of how you may possibly do the same. So stay tuned so you can find out. What's up, guys? It's your favorite broker and host, Wayne Chappelle, and I'm back at you with another video. And as I said in the intro, I promise you this is not a clickbait video, right? But in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I made over $60,000 my first year in real estate without even any sales, right? So you may be wondering, like, okay, Wayne, how on earth did you make $60,000 without even having any sales as a real estate agent? So that's a good question, and I'm definitely going to answer that for you. But let me start with first things first, right? So you guys can understand a little bit of my story, right? So initially, I started off in real estate as a real estate investor. I had a small portfolio, but I was heavily involved in real estate investment trusts or REITs, right? So I was heavily involved in REITs and I was heavily involved in the wholesaling aspect of real estate. So that was primarily what I did in real estate before I became licensed. So, to cut to why I got into real estate sales or why I got my real estate license is, being in real estate as an investor, obviously I worked with many, real estate agents prior to getting my license, but I wanted to kind of cut out the middleman and kind of do things myself. I kind of, saw myself as being pretty savvy as far as real estate investment went. So I said, you know what? In a lot of cases, I actually knew more about wholesaling and REITs and real estate investments than the actual professionals that I was hiring to represent me. So that's what kind of led me into looking into getting my own, getting licensed myself. So back in 2006, I, decided to, it was actually really 2005. Then in 2005, I pulled the trigger and said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get licensed as a real estate agent. And at the time, I was in Georgia. I relocated to Georgia, and I said, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. So I went ahead, went to school. I did actually, go into a real estate school, sit down in the chair, sit down in the classroom, and go through that course, right? It's a 75-hour pre-license real estate course that I did. And, obviously pass the test ultimately, right? Pass the school test and, ultimately pass the state exam for Georgia to get my real estate license. So what I ran into, unfortunately for me, and this shows you how much due diligence I put into this up front. I was so excited to get my real estate license and just, start working on my own real estate portfolio. I overlooked some things, right? And one of the biggest things that I overlooked was that I had to affiliate myself as a salesperson with a broker. So I passed the real estate exam, got my hand out, waiting for them to hand me my real estate license, and I didn't have the form that stated, which broker I was going to affiliate myself with, right? Because you cannot hold a real estate license, an active license, without being affiliated with a broker. So I had to run out and basically start interviewing brokers and figure out who I wanted to affiliate with and hang my license with. So eventually I got that problem solved and hung my license with the real estate broker, and everything was fine. However, my whole pretense or intention was, and the reason why I didn't think that I had to affiliate with a broker is because I wasn't trying to sell real estate to the public, right? To the general public, which is really the purpose of having a real estate license, is to serve the general public. But, my intent was to serve myself as a real estate investor, right? I wanted to work on my own portfolio. I wanted to have access to the MLS and all the goodies that the real estate professionals had without the hassle of having to do any sales. So that was what I had in my mind at the time, right? So obviously, coming to find out that even if my intent was to work on my own real estate portfolio, as long as I had a license and I wanted to be active, I would have to affiliate myself with a broker. So having done that, I said, okay, now with this broker, I'm paying desk fees and office fees and all these other good fees, board dues and, MLS fees and everything else that's associated with being a part of a brokerage. I started thinking to myself, okay, I have a full-time job, which at the time was a really good job, and I had no intentions of even leaving that job to pursue a career in real estate, right? So I had no intention or no plans of doing any public, any sales to the public or helping the general public find, to buy and sell real estate. So what I did was, even though I was affiliated with a broker, right? I'm a full-blown real estate agent at this time, actually a realtor, right? Because I had to join the board. And I'm a full-blown realtor, real estate agent at this time. But I wasn't doing any sales, right? I had no intent and no desire to get into the sales piece of things in the beginning of my real estate career back in 2006. So what I learned, right, is having a license, right? At the time, I was only licensed in Georgia. And at the time, what I learned was that, hey, I'm restricted to Georgia, even in real estate sales, if that was my intent to, serve the general public, that I can only, basically practice real estate in the state of Georgia, but I can do referrals pretty much anywhere, right? I can do them intrastate, out of state, and I can even do them, internationally at some point, right? So what I realized at that time was that there was a huge potential for me. Now, realize this was 2006. The market was blazing hot at the time. It was an ideal time, perfect time to be in real estate as a real estate professional. So for me, it worked out great, right? I had a large network of people that I knew, and I decided to take advantage of that network, right? So what I did to generate that $60,000 I did in my first year was I did referrals. I strictly did real estate referrals within the state of Georgia, in other states outside of Georgia, and I even did some international real estate referrals. But my entire, and let me repeat, my entire first year of real estate, I did not close one transaction, meaning that I didn't represent a buyer or seller on either side my entire first year. And it was actually a little over my first year when I didn't represent any clients in any transactions, but I still made over $60,000 in real estate referral, right? So in strictly real estate referrals, I was able to generate over $60,000 just by essentially handing over a name, right? So I know people in my network, and at the time, they were looking to either buy in state or buy out of state. I had people, Atlanta in Georgia, especially Atlanta, is considered the hub of the South, right? So you got a lot of people moving in, moving out, and it provided an ample opportunity for me to make this kind of money my first year in sales. So this is something, obviously it's not 2006. Here we are in a brand new year. This is 2020, but the premise is still there, right? The opportunity is still there and still available to do. Now, keep in mind, today, this is not my primary source of business. I still do referrals, but it's not my primary source of business. But I wanted to present it to you guys just in case you're new to real estate or you've been in real estate and you're kind of struggling, trying to find clients, you're trying to figure out what you can do. Don't forget about the referral piece of it, because you can make a substantial amount of money just doing referrals, especially if you don't have a lot of experience in doing real estate transactions, or you just feel like, hey, I have another job, or I'm doing this, and I don't want to spend a lot of time driving people around showing them homes or representing sellers on, selling their home. Maybe you want to do a couple of deals a year, but keep in mind, doing referrals can bring you substantial amount of money, and really depend on how large your network is. And even if you have a small network or no network at all, you can still position yourself if you know how to use leverage. And I talk about leverage all the time in my previous videos, and I talk about, providing value, right? And being the fact that, you are a real estate professional, you can add value to the situation by, presenting referrals to folks, that are in your sphere of influence, and those who you are bringing into your sphere of influence. You can offer them that, referral piece as well. So it's all about how you use that to your advantage, in order to generate some business on the referral side. So a lot of agents don't really use this as a primary source of business, but for agents who are starting off, referrals are key. And anybody will tell you that's been in the business, for a long time, they live off of their referrals, right? Obviously, they're handling, the transaction side of it. They're helping, their clients buy or sell. But referrals are good because you're going to get, basically, by handing over some information, a name, a number, a contact, over to another agent who's going to handle that transaction for you. You're entitled to a commission. You're entitled to a referral fee, right? So you and that agent come into an agreement, whatever percentage that's going to be. I don't want to, throw any percentage numbers out there, but it's a nice percentage of referral commission that you can make. But ultimately, that's going to be negotiated between you as the agent that's referring the business to the receiving agent. You're going to work together with that individual or that team or whoever you're referring to come up with that referral fee that they will agree to pay you, right? But there's tremendous opportunity in the referral arena, in the referral space. So just wanted to put that out there. That's food for thought, right? And like I said, if you look at any seasoned agents that are out there, they primarily live off referrals out of their network, out of their database. But you as a new agent, or you as someone who's not really 100% focused on doing real estate, you may be into multiple streams of income, as I am, and you want to have an additional source of revenue coming in. Referrals are a key way to do it as a real estate agent. And like I said, whatever state that you're licensed in, right, you can still do referrals in other states. So you're not basically restricted to the state that you have your license in. You can do referrals, like I said, like I did in the past, interstate, intrastate, and also internationally, right? You can do referrals to Canada and other countries as well, where you can refer your clients to, or your contacts or prospects to, that are looking to buy or sell in these areas. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. And like I said, this is not clickbait, but this is what I did my first year in real estate way back in 2006, which is really not that long ago when I think about it. I feel like I blinked and it's already 2020. But back in 2006 and 2007, when I started real estate, that's primarily, excuse me, what I did was I did referrals, and I made over $60,000 in my first year of real estate without any sales. That's zero sales in real estate transactions. So if I could do it, I know you can do it, right? All it takes to do is to implement what I'm telling you. I'm telling you it's possible. I'm telling you I've done it. And I'm telling you that in this year of 2020, there is still huge potential to do referrals and make a decent amount of money, even without doing any sales or transactions, or even to add on to what you're currently doing, right? Everybody would like to make some more money. So hopefully you do too. Hopefully this helped you out. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them down, in the comment section below. I'd be glad to reach back out to you and chat it up. But, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Like I said, this channel, I changed the name on it now. It went from the Wayne Chappelle channel. Now it's Mentor Me Wayne. I'm going to be continuing to add content to this channel. Hopefully you guys have liked what I put out so far. The best way to provide your input and feedback is to drop your information and feedback in the comments below. I definitely like some insight and some feedback on what videos I should be making on the channel. So hopefully you guys will take some time out of your day and drop me some comments below. I truly appreciate it. Once again, please like, please subscribe. And as always, guys, go out there, have a blessed day. Go out there and make it happen. And I will see you guys on the next video.